How's it going, everyone? Want to go over some big updates of a game that is generating a lot of attention and gaining a lot of traction as well, and that is the upcoming free-to-play title, Ananta. Now, some would call it a gacha game, and you can still call it a gacha game, as it will have its gacha elements. However, we have some updates as far as the monetization in this game, and it is looking to be incredibly user-friendly, and I think they are doing everything right in terms of garnering a lot of goodwill. There's already a level of interest in this game that I don't think you would see for a lot of other gacha style games, but it seems like this game has gotten into the interest of the more casual consumers and maybe the people that aren't as into this game, so we'll talk about that. On top of that, we do have some updates from the official website, as we've gotten some details on the characters, their names, and some backgrounds on that. I feel like from a stylistic and presentation standpoint, they are handling this game so well, and I feel like that's one of the biggest drawing cards to this game is how it's styled. So we'll talk all about that at the end of this video. But first of all, as it has been officially confirmed, Ananta has no character gacha. All gacha systems are dedicated only to character customization. Now, this includes things such as outfits, cosmetics, accessories, vehicles, and housing. Your characters are never locked behind gacha, so there are elements that are relevant, like the vehicles and housing components, that are locked behind microtransactions, and we'll see how that's handled as far as the exact gacha system and the rollout on that. But the fact that the characters are going to be available by just playing the game, that is remarkable, and I think they're doing a lot of things right, because this is a game that I feel like has a more so casual interest. Like, I think everybody at this point knows of Genshin Impact, but I also think there is this perception that Genshin Impact is where people go to spend a lot of money on microtransactions, or the gacha games in general, the Hoyoverse titles, and all of those games. However, if Ananta can get to the forefront and right away say, hey, if you want the microtransactions, those are going to be tied towards character customization aspects, vehicles, and housing. The characters themselves are not locked behind gacha, and you see that positive goodwill building. I think that's going to be even more paramount in drawing that more casual audience in, because there's gonna be that audience that's familiar with gacha games that I feel like are gonna be all over this game. They like the art style, they like the vibe of the game, etc., etc., and those elements are drawing in the non-gacha players as well. But that is the one thing that I could see be a bit of a barrier for people to get into the game, and that, it's a free-to-play gacha game, I'm not really into that. Well, now they're being transparent as far as what the monetization is going to be, and you can do monetization that's tied to outfits, cosmetics, accessories, and still have it be a bit egregious. We'll see how exactly it is tied to gameplay, but I feel like they're doing everything right, and this level of transparency. And remember that this game is still a ways away, and they're being this transparent about it right now, probably a year before this game is actually going to be playable to everyone. I'm hoping for an official release in 2026 in some form, whether it be beta or alpha, whatever the case may be as far as how they're going to roll this game out. I'm hoping for it to be playable to a larger portion of people. It will be playable as a part of Tokyo Game Show, but I'm talking about, you from your home, you'll be able to play it in 2026. But now that we have a 7-minute gameplay video, now that we do have more insight into this game, and the fact that it is playable at Tokyo Game Show, I imagine that progress on this game is going along fairly smoothly, and hopefully it will be ready to go in 26, and a lot of people will be excited to check that out. If you're not familiar with the game, it is looking to be a big open world action RPG. You've got the anime aesthetic, and it's a combination of a plethora of games. Spider-Man traversal mechanics with the swinging, there's the GTA elements in it as well, and the instantaneous character swapping that's available, very reminiscent of GTA 5. The exploration of the game looks phenomenal. And I don't know whether or not you want to call it a gacha game at this point or not. Gacha oftentimes is tied to the characters being tied to the gacha system as well. But obviously, as a free-to-play game, it will have microtransactions, it will have skins and other cosmetics that will be available, and there will be some gacha elements to the vehicles and housing. But I think overall, that's understandable. If you're getting into a free-to-play game and you're gonna play a free-to-play game, expect some sort of monetization. Hell, we have monetization happening for games that are $70, servers, and those games are getting monetized. For a free-to-play game, they gotta make money somehow, but it's about having a balancing act where it's not egregious, and if you're not gonna tie the characters themselves to the gacha elements, look, I think that's gonna get a lot of people excited right out the gate, and I think at the very least, the casual audience that might not be completely sold on the fact that it is a gacha game or not a gacha game, it is free to play at the end of the day. Everybody will have the option to download the game and give the game a shot, and I think it'll get a lot of attention. That window of opportunity, however, to maximize on the more casual interest, so to speak, I do think is very small, so you want to drop this game at a high level and you don't want to have incredibly egregious microtransactions. So ideally, when you do have that window of opportunity to draw in more people, you can have a sustainable amount of people. It's always going to fall off a little bit. The Helldivers 2s of the world, the Marvel Rivals of the world, as successful as those games are, those games went through their drop-off period, but you want to be sustainable at a level that'll lead to more and more content updates and the game being successful long-term. I would also think it would behoove them to release the game on Steam, but that's a debate that we can have at a different time. It will be available on mobile platforms, PlayStation 5 and PC. I would imagine that on PC it's going to be on a client to its own. Sometimes you'll see the gacha games released on Epic Game Store, Genshin, Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves did ultimately see a release on Steam, but it was a delayed release. I would hope that Ananta is going to get a Steam release sometime down the line. I do believe the game is being published by NetEase. NetEase did do the publishing of Marvel Rivals, and we'll see how that is handled. I think a Steam release would be great as far as getting as many people playing the game as possible, but that's only on PC. They're gonna get a lot of people downloading this game on mobile devices. They're gonna get a lot of people downloading the game on PlayStation 5, so ultimately, they'll have a healthy player base right out the gate. It's just, do you want to maximize it or do you want to keep that 30%? You know, that's what it comes down to. I will also say that you can pre-register for Ananta on their official website, and that'll give you all of the updates with upcoming news, and the website itself has been updated with some insight on the characters and some new information on that. At the helm of the story is the captain. He's a captain from the ACD task force, hailing from Hold Up. Actually, let's skip all that. We're here to unwind and see what kind of fun we can get up to after all. So what if the ACD is crumbling and we've got gangs of musical groupies breathing down our necks? Any decent plan should be able to accommodate a few changes. Then they've highlighted some of the other characters as well. You've got Taffy. When job hunting, we all want a fat paycheck, easy hours, and a short commute. Taffy thought joining the ACD would mean she could kick back. Instead, she's baking under the sun, delivering all sorts of bizarre cargo on her bike. Kind of a letdown anyway. As a founding member of the Yeet Squad, she's hoping to get a few well-deserved perks once she racks up 1 million fans. Then you've got Richie. This may be a shot in the dark, but gotta trust my gut. Fighting crime by day and grinding at night. It's hard to tell if she's a pro or simply not there all mentally. As far as the ACD is concerned, having her on the team is a major boon. Pro tip, any thugs who get pinched would be smart to play nice with her. The food at the NCCA isn't too bad, and she always cleans her plate. Not interested? Fine, good luck dodging her fist then. And you've got Seymour. Please remain calm. I was not spying on you. As long as there's a signal, there's no one he can't track down, assuming they're worth his time or have done something sufficiently deranged. You can usually find him in his RV, getting away from the incessant questions folks have about his mask. If you want to get his attention, do something that'll make the headlines. Also remember to change your password every 6 months. Those are the characters they've highlighted thus far, but obviously there will be a lot more on top of that. Go to the official website for more information. They've got a lot of information there. There's a Discord page you can join as well, and they have a news section with all of the news rolling out. But that is going to do it for me. Again, some new details about Ananta that are incredibly exciting as far as the monetization aspects of the game. I think that's going to draw in a lot more people, or at least, you know, convince the people that might be on the fence about it being free-to-play, a gacha title, to at least give the game a shot. And we have some new details on the characters as well from their official website being updated. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.